Hello, my name is Prime and welcome back to ATS Showcases, and today I'm going to be driving the brand new to ATS Kenworth W900 Legacy Edition truck, a limited edition truck by Kenworth that has also been added to ATS, which is absolutely lovely, and the truck itself brings in a number of fantastic customization options and configurations to go along with it. So to purchase or customize the Legacy Edition W900, navigate to your local Kenworth dealer, whether you're at the location or configuring online. Go to the final page or one of the final trucks, and you will see the Kenworth W900 72-inch flat roof sleeper. The W900 will also be in this beautiful green metallic, which I'm using today in the video as well. And this is the Legacy Edition truck. So out of the gate, there's been a bunch of badging and other customizations made to the truck for this particular edition. However, you can go ahead and customize the truck on top of that as much as you like. But one of the main features of the W900, which is honestly so exciting, is the fact that this Legacy Edition brings in the flat roof sleeper option, an option that has been highly requested for a long time, and it's great to see it. But then also the beautiful Kenworth split windshield as well, an iconic part of the W900 that has been missing on the other cabin options, so I am quite happy about that. Otherwise, the Legacy Edition in terms of the chassis, engines, and transmissions are all the same options that can be used in the other W900 configurations in ATS, but on the interior side, this is where we start to see some specialty things for this Kenworth truck. First of all, on the left-hand side, you will notice that there is a package called Legacy. This uses some trim features and automatically sets some things like the seats and so on to be able to have the classic Kenworth badging and coloring and so on. Of course, then on the interior options as well, from the steering wheels to the seats themselves, the accent wood on the dash and other features have these Legacy options to be able to pay tribute to the history of the Kenworth W900. Now on the exterior of the truck, there are plenty of specialty paint schemes included with this update for the W900, and so by default, this beautiful VIT edition paint job is applied, and my word, does it look good. There are plenty of custom paint jobs now in different schemes for the W900. However, there are a couple in particular with the Legacy that you want to keep an eye out for. And fortunately, SES Software has put this beautiful little badge, this older style Kenworth badge, on any of the W900 Legacy Edition paint jobs that have come in. So as far as I know, there's 11 of them, varying in design, including one that I'll be using in a future episode called Oh Canada, as I am Canadian. And honestly, it's just really nice to have these different options on the paint side, especially ones that reflect real-world paint schemes as well. And now for the exterior accessories, the bread and butter of the Kenworth W900. And now I should note, I do own the Kenworth W900 tuning pack. Therefore, as we go through some of these options here, like for example on the bumper, there are different options here that you would have to see, well, the W900 tuning pack. So the Storm Painted is one of those extra customizations from the paid DLC. Now, the Legacy, and you can see by the little eye, is a standard Kenworth W900 part that has been added in, and this is the Legacy bumper that's obviously applied. Using the preset from the store is the easiest way to get pretty much all the Legacy options, if not all of them, on the W900 from the start. But as we navigate around the truck, in particular the bumper, the mirrors, the mud flaps, the air filters, and some of the other trim pieces around the truck have Legacy options to be able to bring the truck almost back in time a little bit, paying tribute to the early 1960s version and 70s versions of this W900. Now, as this is the Legendary Edition of the W900, I felt for today's video, a Legendary engine would be best suited. So, that Legendary engine is none other than the Caterpillar 3406E, the beautiful sounding and near indestructible engine that was in these W900 for many years. And that mod, which I've used before, is a free Steam Workshop mod by Slav Jerry, and I will have the link for that. It's a third-party modification down in the description below. Now for today's delivery, we actually have to load up this Load King grain hopper trailer, and we're going to be hauling soybeans today, and I'll show off the delivery route in just a second. So without further ado, let's get this Legacy Edition W900 started up, load up with soybeans, and get on the road. Legendary truck, legendary engine, and beautiful sounds. All around a great combination. Let's go ahead and get rolled up here to the spout of the load up here. We're using the dynamic loading feature today with our Load King grain hopper trailer. As I just mentioned, the tarp is open and all ready to go. So let's roll underneath here. And let's see if I can get a good camera opportunity here for everyone. It should play a little better ball with us today. Yeah, there we go. Oh, let's stay back. I say the camera's going to cooperate, and then it just does its own thing. So we're going to wait until it fills up the front half here, and then we're going to continue to roll forward and then go from there. So yes, we're back here in the Missouri DLC, actually in Jefferson City, and I'll once again show off the route here today in just a second. And yeah, we're going to haul some soybeans today. I think it's going to be a fantastic delivery overall. Looks like we're all filled up and ready to go on the front half, so let's go ahead and pull forward here. Let's see if, again, I can keep the camera happy. There we go. Perfect stuff. I do like the animations here with the dynamic loading feature. Always have, always will, and it's going to be interesting to see how this continues to expand, this feature that I mean by that. But I'm sure we'll talk about that in today's video, along with many other things. Alright, so as I mentioned, we're down here in Jefferson City, and we're going to go all the way up to Maryville, Missouri today. However, I have changed the route that we are going. Originally, the GPS wanted us to go along the 70 here and up the 29 to Maryville, a logical, nice, short delivery. However, I don't like to play by those rules, and I want to be able to explore some of the smaller roads up here by Kirksville, and overall explore the northern section of the Missouri DLC. So we're going to head up out of Jefferson City, past Columbia, go up around Kirksville, and go to Marysville along the 136. Alrighty, let's get this show on the road. Enough of me doing all this intro talking, much required at times, but don't like to do it a ton when we've got a beautiful delivery to get onto, where we'll be able to explore some wonderful areas and be able to drive this wonderful truck. And don't worry, I will try not to blabber away the entire time and be able to let you listen to the wonderful Caterpillar 3406E engine mod. A beautiful engine mod I've used before by Jerry, again on the Steam Workshop. It is a third-party modification to American Truck Simulator, and you can pick that up for free once again on the Steam Workshop if you wish to. It is great to be back here in American Truck Simulator, and great to be back here in a, shall we say, new truck. It's kind of borderline, because obviously the W900 inherently is not a new truck here in American Truck Simulator, but the configuration we have available to us is. And again, I'll finally decide to discover Jefferson City. I was wondering when the game was going to do that. I may or may not have used some magical powers to show up here without driving, but even still, it normally discovers it, but it didn't do that today. Anyways, inherently, the W900 is not a new truck, but the configuration is, and this flat top sleeper is absolutely marvelous. It is fantastic to finally have it, and I mean, the split windshield. Such a small detail in some ways, but massive for us in American Truck Simulator as well. Now, of course, this cabin configuration, the split windshield with the flat top, can be used with any other parts and so on. The integration here is not just Legacy Edition only. You can customize the W900 with a flat top to your own end, so you don't have to do it a Legacy Edition. You can change however you want. As you saw in the intro, there's plenty of options available. Now, obviously, the Legacy Edition is really unique, and another limited edition truck by Kenworth that has been added to ATS at pretty much the same time that it was released in real life, which is, again, really neat, at least from what I know. And yeah, it is fantastic to have here. Again, just love these different limited edition trucks. So unique, some interesting features, and it really does show the history of Kenworth's, especially here with the W900, such an iconic truck on the road. It kind of has the nickname of being the king of the road for a reason. It has been a dominant force in the industry for such a long time. So many iconic, well, it's an iconic design that has evolved over time, but not to the extent of some other truck series. It's definitely long-standing, and honestly, the logo has maybe come the farthest way compared to some of the other features of the truck, which is kind of funny. But it's great to be back here in American Truck Simulator, as I mentioned, overall, and great to be having some engine mods with us here today. So again, the engine mod is the only third-party modification to American Truck Simulator that I am running today. I do have pretty much, actually, I think I do actually have all the other DLCs available for American Truck Simulator, so that is technically a modification, if you want to call it that, but it is still SCS software content. Original, by them, not third party. That's something actually I'm going to try and keep improve clarity on. That's what I want to call it. Moving forward here when I'm talking about modifications and so on, I know a lot of you will understand when I say mods, I'm interpreting that as a third-party modification, something from, you know, the Steam Workshop, something that the community members have done a fantastic job of making, not a DLC. A DLC is paid for, or sometimes available free, but is content by SES Software, the game developer itself. I do not refer to mods as the DLCs or the content from SES Software because that is, in my view, American Truck Simulator content. I know it's not base game, but it is still American Truck Simulator content in that view, not a third-party modification. But I know there has been some confusion, and I believe actually a little bit more recently, where I said, you know, in a first look video, I think it was actually one of the early access of Missouri, actually. I guess it's when I did, actually I think it was the last showcase video, where I was using the Kenworth W900, although I didn't realize this was coming, and I was using elements from the tuning pack. Now, of course, in the video, I said that there were no mods in that video, and of course, there were not any mods in terms of third-party modifications in that video. There were DLCs, of course, something that is perfectly fine, and in early access, there are some reasons why mods aren't used, besides just the stability, but I won't get into that. DLCs are part of the game, in my view, and others' views, so they get used. Obviously, it's not base game American Truck Simulator, but there are options, once again, extensions to the base game itself. So, long story short, I'm going to try and clarify myself a lot better and try and bake in, and I'll do it in the comments as well. I'll mention it's third-party modification, not, you know, just a standard mod, just to try and eliminate some of that confusion, or at least potential confusion, that could come up with, you know, defining what is a mod, basically, because everyone may have a slightly different perspective on that. And actually, I've got to get over here. Now, this beautiful engine mod, as I was kind of getting to, is one that I've used before, and I was trying to think when preparing for this video, obviously, when I saw the Legacy release out of, well, basically nowhere, it came to my mind of thinking, okay, well, what engine am I going to pair with this truck? And I did my research, something that I try to do, but I don't always do, depending on time. I did my research this time, and I was trying to look and figure out what engines were used, at least in earlier W900s, and at least one that is a decent mod that I can find available to be able to use here in American Truck Simulator. Now, when I was doing my research, of course, there's Cummins, Detroit, and Caterpillar being the three primary engines that were used through in the W900s through most of its life until more recently was PACCAR engines entering the chat. But it's one of those things that I was trying to figure out, okay, what are the most legendary engine series of that? What are some of the most popular ones? And ones that were at least semi-period accurate? And, lo and behold, on the list of many great engines were two main options that I knew had great mods for, both of which actually I've used, but that wasn't the main point. Great mods for it, and were quite period accurate. Those two were this engine, or at least any of the 3406s, but the E in particular. And then also the Cummins, the NT, oh man, I can't remember, it's like 40 something, I think. The Big Cam engines. Another legendary series for the W900. Caterpillar and Cummins being the primary two, arguably. But especially here with the Caterpillar, the 3406, legendary for the fact that they lasted apparently for a long time. Caterpillar engines are generally speaking known for that. Their durability and obviously the sound, the turbo sounds here with this mod are absolutely fantastic, and I had to do it. It's a legendary pairing of an engine and truck. It just fit. And hopefully I've rolled down the windows a little bit here, and as we go through today's delivery, of course I'll try to, you know, stop talking a little bit at times as well. Although it's my style to do the commentary, and I know a lot of you enjoy it, I do understand that some want to just hear the trucks and not listen to me blabber on top of it, which, fair. Some of you would agree maybe that's better to do anyways. But the point is, I'm going to try and do a bit of a balance here today to the best of my abilities as we enjoy this beautiful truck and go from there. That's not the right indicator that I wanted. And speaking about the truck and the sounds on the exterior as we look at it, the cool thing about the Legacy Edition as well is the fact that the indicators actually have a mirror option, or sorry, let me rephrase that. The mirrors, the Legacy Edition mirrors, actually have indicators on it, which is really quite neat. A little extra touch that I do like, besides the split windshield and the flat top option coming into the game. I like that the Legacy Edition mirrors themselves have the light on them. Makes it look good overall, so honestly cannot complain. And I also wanted to haul some soybeans today, or corn, or one of the other more local prominent crop types here in the Missouri DLC, and of course that have been added to American Truck Simulator slightly more recently. Oh, we've discovered Kirksville. Wait, where is Kirksville that we're on the outskirts of it. Okay, that makes sense. Well, we're actually moving along quite well so far. Well, there you go. We'll have to, I guess that would make sense why the signs back there said Kirksville for that exit, huh? Well, who knew? It's almost like if I actually looked at signs and paid attention and put dots together, things would make a little bit more sense, but that's okay. Anyways, when it came to the soybeans, just wanted to, you know, take them, do some different grain. Obviously, we've been doing a lot of flatbed, drop deck trailers, low boys as well, which are perfectly fine, but I wanted to do a slightly different type of truck and trailer combination, a little bit, I guess a little bit more different. I know I have done some other box trailers and so on. I guess, go ahead, you can go ahead and hear me there, car. Just don't brake check me when you go to merge. That was actually pretty good. They didn't brake check. I was a little concerned there, because often the AI will slow right down when they go to try and change lanes, and it's not always a fun time. But it was nice to do something different with the soybeans. Also, was a job that I was able to actually find, because I will, I may or may not have spent a long time trying to find today's job, because I really wanted to do something with the grain hopper trailer and explore this northern section of the Missouri DLC, and lo and behold, it is a difficult thing to find. And let's listen to this 3406E accelerate here as we drive along this road. There we go. Decided to do the same cinematic camera for multiple times in a row. I don't know why it did that, but it's okay. That's what the cinematic camera does. Sometimes it gives you glorious shots, and sometimes it just spits you on repeat endlessly. Anyways, yes, it's nice to be doing some grain again with the soybeans and just exploring the northern section. Spent a long time trying to find this job, more than I'd like to admit, probably, but we got there in the end. That's all that matters, and we get to explore the beautiful Missouri countryside, and that was my whole point in doing so in a truck that deserves the cruise time as well. Let's try some engine braking as well. Oh, the classic cat Jake brake that just sounds so good as the harvester pulled in there, back there. Kind of interesting. Actually, not too often I see AI combines driving around. I think there was one in Kansas. Obviously, it's a newer AI feature as far as I know. I think there was one in Kansas, but I never saw it actually pull into a location. So it was kind of neat to see it actually pull into a farm. Kind of neat. All right, let's do some engine braking here. Had to help it out a little bit. It didn't have the engine brake on a very strong setting, I will admit that. A little bit lighter. Should have done it a little bit earlier probably, but I neglected to look ahead and see where the next turn was, so that's okay. We're gonna survive. Ooh, we're really revving it out here. Use all that 550 horsepower that I have today in this engine. That's a little bit better over the creek. That's more of the cinematic I like to see. Alright, as we cruise along here in Missouri, it is absolutely lovely, isn't it? I mean, this is the kind of detail that I love to see in these DLCs. I love the highways, don't get me wrong, and they have their purposes for a reason. But I, as a bit of a country boy myself, love the back roads too. Especially here in American Truck Simulator, this is where you see all these unique details. Obviously, the scenery is fantastic. It's just a nice leisurely cruise as well. It's not so, you know, confined, shall I say, and not so urban. It's a little bit more rustic. It's the way I like it. And being able to cruise through here, especially with a legacy truck like this, a special edition truck where it's just a cruiser. It's a truck that you want to be able to enjoy time in, and that's what I'm doing today. Not trying to rush this delivery. I'm sure this video will be quite long, and that is fine. That is the point of today's video. Being able to show off this truck for the first time, of course, driving it, enjoying an engine mod that goes along with it, but of course enjoying the Missouri DLC in an area that I haven't been able to drive yet until today, which is absolutely fantastic. And I am happy to say that there's going to be a lot more content from me frequently now moving forward. That is something that I'm very excited to say. It's been a rough period, I will admit that. There's been a lot of things happening, both on the personal side and the channel side as well. Been trying to, in the behind-the-scenes nature, get some things done, and so there's some exciting things that were promised quite a while ago that are now just legitimately around the corner, and some things well in progress now that, well, I have time to do it, which is absolutely fantastic. Things change all the time with me. But I'm happy to say that, fortunately, at this point, things have changed in a positive direction. So that we can now enjoy some more American Truck Simulator, more Euro Truck Simulator 2. Got to get back into that a lot more. A lot of other simulation games as well, because there's a number of which that I've either picked up or been sent by some wonderful developers. So I've got some really exciting things just on the horizon and just around the corner for here on the channel. And we are growing extensively. This community is absolutely fantastic. I mean, the American Truck Simulator / Euro Truck Simulator 2 best community ever is truly a best community ever, but everyone else who may not be part of, or maybe not have found me through, say, American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator 2, maybe some of the other games, or just you found me, say, on a short because I've crashed or done something arguably dumb, but maybe you've just found me that way. But this community is fantastic. Even in the times where I really wasn't posting any content, the channel still grew extensively, and we are now like about 8,500 subscribers strong on the channel. Of course, other followers across other platforms, and there'll be some other extensions there, which is exciting to see as well. So keep an eye out for some posts from me as well on the diversity of the social media game, shall I say that. So again, more information to come, but some exciting things coming very, very soon. The community's been growing insanely strong for me not really, you know, posting as much as I wanted to. And it's not a matter of I just didn't post. It's a simple fact of I couldn't. I was running around, as the good old saying goes, running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Just trying to, well, no pun intended, but survive. Chicken with his head cut off, just trying to survive. But I mean, legitimately was just, you know, trying to keep things all going straight. And it's just the way life is sometimes, and that's fine. But we're now in a situation that I can put more time into this, and that's what I'm trying to do, and going to be doing it more consistently and expanding things. Some diversity bits as well. Don't hit the car, my word. Gotta look, turn your head there, Brian. Does help. It's amazing what happens when you actually look at where you're trying to go. Anyways, it's great to be doing some more stuff, and I will be doing a lot more. So once again, keep an eye out here. Lots of exciting things coming, and I can't thank you guys enough for the continued growth. And I'm sure it will continue to grow. I mean, unfortunately, numbers are important in their own right here with YouTube. It's just the way it is. But do I care about them? I mean, I'd be lying if I said partly, but it's not my motivation. Let's put it that way. I do this because I really enjoy it, and it was killing me because I couldn't do it. The numbers of, you know, how well the videos do and so on, sure, I like to see when things are doing well. It means that everyone else is enjoying what I'm doing, and I have a better sense of which direction I should be going, besides just what directions I want to go, which are the ultimate driver. But it's nice when things align. Obviously, part of me says, yes, numbers, you know, I'd be lying if I said some of the numbers are nice to see, right? I'm not going to lie to you about that. But again, my primary my motivation, let's not even call it primary, my straight motivation is just because I enjoy doing this. And again, it was killing me when I couldn't. So it's nice to be able to do it again. And I'm so happy that everyone enjoys what I do. And yeah, there's really no naysayers, which is really crazy to say in the world of YouTube. No, I can't please everyone, and I know that. Sometimes I talk too much, which is most of the time. Sometimes I don't talk enough, which is rare, but some people would, I don't know, somehow say that. I don't know how, but I've seen it before. I can't please everyone, and that's just the nature of the game. Some people will enjoy the content I put out with the commentary style. Some people won't. But I enjoy what I do, and I try to make it at least as enjoyable as possible for the vast majority of people, and I'm trying to continually improve. So of course, comment down below if you want to see me do something, in your view, if you want to see me do something different. Maybe it's a different, you know, style of video or whatever. I know there is going to be some other styles of content maybe possibly coming your way sooner than later, which once again is very exciting for me to say. Of course, I'll put more information out later, but there's going to be some different things coming out soon that will allow you to interact with me a little bit easier. For those who can put two and two together, I think you can figure out what I'm trying to say, but regardless, I'm going to go ahead through here. Regardless, there's some exciting things coming in. Let me know if you want to see anything in particular, or if you just want to let me do my thing and just enjoy whatever I put in, which I know a lot of you do, so I do thank you for that. Well, if you just noticed, we have entered Maryville here. A little bit confusing because there is a Marysville not too far away from here as well. So I gotta try and make sure I don't put the plurals on stuff where they don't need to be, basically. But as we roll in here, it's starting to get a little bit darker, just about 6:30 in-game based off the time on by a dash. So I'm going to actually throw on the full-on headlights here. Not that it's needed yet, but I like to run side lights for those who have noticed during the day anyways. That's a habit, actually, because of laws up here in Canada, at least here where I am, where, you know, there's always a daytime running light. It's just the nature of the game. Generally speaking, I guess across North America, I'd say that's kind of standard, but not always. So, it's just a habit. I just do it anyways. Do I have to go in this entryway? Yes, I do. Okay. Well, I'm going in here then, which is fine. I may have actually been able to go in back on the other road back there. I probably could have, but let's go this way. Let's see where we have to drop off. The Grand Pastures. I mean, I haven't been here yet, but I doubt... It doesn't look like there's any silos, so I doubt there's a dynamic unload here. And I would be correct. It's just a parking spot. Okay, well, that's okay. And actually, coming in this way is probably actually one of the smartest things I could have done, because I can use this extra road here to try and reverse into my spot. Now, yeah, let's continue straight out here, actually. And we're going to try and do this properly. You may have noticed I have set my mirrors. A novel approach to driving a truck, I know. But I have actually set my mirrors today. And we're going to see if I can do this in a semi-legit fashion. Without, obviously, taking out the gate on the other side. Now, because it is a cattle grate, there's the edges there. I need to go this way. Okay. And then eventually I should see the trail over here. Yep. Okay. Come back. Check this side. Make sure. Okay. I'm cutting the corner just enough there. Okay. We're chasing so I can maybe... Okay. Honestly, it's going okay. I'm not going to jinx it yet. Oh. Don't want to use the mirrors here, Prime. There we go. Slow and steady does win the race. Sorry if it cuts in and out. I'm trying to press with my finger on my mouse because that's how I have it mapped. You know, this is not going awful. It's a little bit tight on this side, admittedly. It's not the most straight or centered. But, you know what? I will take that. I will take that every day of the week at any time because that is not your standard Prime Simulation reverse. And I did not cheat. I didn't even look out the window. I used my mirrors. Well, look at that. I've redeemed myself from recent attempts at reversing, which I would say is a win. Thank you all so much for watching. What a fantastic version of the W900. Once again, the Legacy Edition is a free addition to American Truck Simulator, and your options, of course, for the W900 will vary depending on if you have the tuning pack or not. However, all the Legacy Edition parts and features and configurations are coming in no matter what DLC extension you have for the W900. So if you want to try it out, try it out. If you own American Truck Simulator, I am very happy to see, again, new free content come in for the game. Something I always love SES Software doing, and I'm sure they will continue to do that as time goes on here. But once again, comment down below if you want to see me do anything in particular. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.